So the next step, once you have your budgets into Xero itself, is utilizing the budget manager reports that's available to you. So once again, you're going to go to reports. So whether you are in the old system, you will go to accounting and then reports, and then you will go to your budget variance report. So I'm going into my Xero. So I'm going into reporting, and then I'm going to click on all reports. So in all reports, you'll see there's something called a budget variance report. So budget manager is where we go to actually input our budget or to edit our budgets in Xero. And budget variance report is the report that is going to be able to, we're going to run in order to compare the actual results against the budget. So it takes you now to the screen where you'll see that it's your budget variance. And like with any of the reports in Xero, you obviously have to tell Xero what information you want or what period you're looking for. So I've got to put the date range in. So I'm going to put for this financial year. And I want to look first against my overall budget. So I had imported an overall budget into Xero when I was testing out how to import it myself. So I obviously didn't show you a video of that. I've showed you the video of how to import Project C, but I'm going to just look at the overall budget, right? So we're going to run it for this financial year, and I'm specifically choosing my overall budget. But if I click here, you'll see I can choose any of the other 3 budgets that have been brought in. If I click on more, it will give me other information which I don't need to change. So you don't need to make any updates there. And then you click on update. So once you click on update, you'll see now that it's telling me my budget variance for the organization for the year ended December 2025. And you'll basically see that it's showing me all of my actual income. So this is in the blue is your actual transactions. And there's my budget for the year. And then it's showing me whether I've got an over or underspend. So if we look at, for example, donation income, my budget was 385,000, but my actual is only 45,000. So I've got a underspend. If I look at cost of goods sold, I had a budget of 1,000, but I had no actual. So here I've got obviously a saving. So the greens are positive variances or positive where you are under budget, and the obviously for expenditure. And then if we're looking at the reds, if it's an expenditure, that means you've overspent. And if it's income, it means you have underspent or under-earned income, right? So if I just look at for a specific month, so if I want to run it for the 1st of January to the 31st of January, so I'm just going to keep that range in mind. And I just want to show you what it will look like. Okay, so in here, you'll see that now it's showing me the transactions for January itself. And it's showing me how I've done against the budget for January. It's the January 2025 overall budget. So this is only representing the budget for January, right? So it's not a year-to-date budget. If I had to change this to the 28th of February, it would now show me how I've performed for the 2 months. So my actual results for January and February versus my budget for January and February, right? So at all times, it's comparing the period that you're looking for. So it's not looking at the whole year. So if you want to export it, you can export it to Excel, like any other budget that you would normally do. If we had to just run it for a specific project. So let's look at project A. And if I update it, so you'll see for project A itself, I've actually received donation income, but I had no budget for that. And my grant income is a lot more than what was budgeted. And so if we're looking at this project A, we've got income of 200 or a profit of 282,000, but we only budgeted 30,000 for year to date, right? For January and February. We're over the budget in terms of expenditure, but we are all over the budget in terms of what we had budgeted for the income, right? So that's how you would run your different types